There are moments in every human life when the sun seems to disappear, when everything familiar slips into shadow. In those moments, the mind whispers, "This is the end." We equate darkness with death, silence with defeat, and emptiness with meaninglessness. But that's a misunderstanding of nature itself. The darkness that follows sunset isn't the end of the light. It's a necessary pause, an intermission in the eternal performance of day and night. The same rhythm plays within our lives. Sorrow is not the cancellation of joy. It's the ground upon which joy can return with deeper gratitude. When you face darkness, you are not at the end, you are standing in the middle of a transformation. Darkness has a strange way of testing what is real in us. When light fades, illusions vanish. You can no longer pretend to be what you are not. It's in the night that we truly meet ourselves stripped of applause, detached from comfort, forced to confront the parts of our soul we usually keep hidden. Many people fear this confrontation. They avoid silence, drown themselves in distraction, or numb their pain. But the truth is, every time you run from the night, you delay your own dawn. The courage to stand still in darkness, to endure its weight, and to listen to what it's trying to teach you, that's how human beings grow into something unbreakable. The universe itself operates on this principle. Stars are born in darkness, not in light. A seed must disappear into the blackness of soil before it can rise toward the sky. The night, therefore, is not the absence of creation, it's the womb of it. In the same way, your suffering is not a void, it's a process. You may not see what's forming in the unseen hours of your life, but something is resilience, wisdom, depth. When you learn to interpret pain as preparation, you begin to understand that darkness was never your enemy. It was your mentor disguised in shadow, yet we must not romanticize darkness either. It is real, it hurts, it isolates, it breaks. But it also purifies. It strips away the unnecessary, the pride, the noise. The human spirit cannot discover its strength in constant light. Comfort doesn't build courage, adversity does. And so, when you stand in darkness, remind yourself, this is not punishment, this is the passage. You are being carved into a vessel that can carry more light than before. The longer the night, the greater the dawn that follows. So, the next time you find yourself surrounded by uncertainty, when hope feels distant, and your inner world trembles, remember this. The sun is not dead when it sets. It's merely hidden from your current perspective. The light still exists. It's simply operating on the other side of your horizon. And just as surely as the earth turns, that light will return to you. Darkness is not your end. It's your intermission, the sacred pause before your soul begins again. Chaos is not merely the noise around you. It's the storm within you. It's the confusion that rises when life collapses into unpredictability, when the world stops making sense, and when every step forward feels like stepping into the unknown. In those moments, most people search for comfort, for an escape from the uncertainty. But comfort is not the solution to chaos, courage is. Meaning is not found by avoiding the storm, it's discovered when you decide to face it head on, trembling yet determined. When you stand against chaos, not because you are fearless, but because you are willing, something inside you begins to take shape. That something is meaning. It's the birth of order within your own soul. You see, chaos is the natural state of the world. Life is unpredictable, fragile, and endlessly complex. Every day, we are reminded that control is an illusion. The people we love can vanish, our plans can fall apart, and our certainty can crumble in a moment. Yet, amid this constant instability, the human being possesses a miraculous capacity, the power to choose. You can't eliminate chaos, but you can decide how to respond to it. When you act with discipline in the midst of disorder, when you speak truth in the face of confusion, and when you maintain your values in the presence of temptation, you are creating meaning. You are building order where none existed before. That is what makes you human. The act of standing against chaos is the act of responsibility. It's when you look at the shattered pieces of your world and say, I will not run, I will rebuild. This is not an easy choice. It demands everything from you. It requires sacrifice, patience, and the willingness to confront your own weaknesses. But without that confrontation, life remains shallow and hollow. Meaning doesn't emerge from ease, it emerges from struggle. It's forged in the tension between what you fear and what you must do. The more chaos you endure without collapsing, the deeper your sense of purpose becomes. You begin to realize that meaning is not given, it's earned through the refusal to surrender. In this way, chaos becomes your greatest teacher. It exposes your illusions and forces you to define what truly matters. When everything breaks down, the unnecessary falls away. You are left face to face with the essence of your being, your values, your principles, your will. That's where meaning is born, in the decision to live by truth even when it costs you something. When you refuse to lie, when you stay kind in bitterness, when you keep building despite destruction, you transform chaos into order. That transformation is the foundation of meaning itself. So, when life feels unbearable, when everything seems out of control, don't curse the chaos, confront it. Don't look for easy answers, look for the next right action. Because meaning doesn't come from the outside world, it rises from within you when you take a stand. Every time you face confusion and still choose clarity, every time you endure pain and still choose to love, every time you fall and still choose to rise, you push back against chaos. And in that defiance, life reveals its purpose. Meaning, after all, is not something you find, it's something you become when you refuse to give in. Most people misunderstand hope. They think it's a light emotion, a flicker of positivity, something that appears when life is good and disappears when life turns dark. But real hope isn't an emotion, it's a discipline. It's not something that happens to you, it's something you practice. When everything around you falls apart, hope isn't a whisper of comfort. It's a command you give yourself, stand up, keep moving, try again. That's not optimism, that's strength. Hope is not a mood that visits you on good days. It's a decision to act with purpose even when you feel nothing but pain. Feelings are unstable, they rise and fall like tides. One moment you're filled with confidence, the next you're drowning in doubt. If your hope depends on your emotions, you'll collapse the moment life shakes you. But when hope becomes a discipline, something you train daily, it stops being fragile. You build it the way a soldier builds endurance, through repetition and resilience. You wake up, face your fears, and take one more step forward, even when your heart resists. That act of moving through despair, of continuing to do what's right when it feels pointless, that's hope in its truest form. There's an uncomfortable truth about life. Things rarely go according to plan. Dreams break, people disappoint, and even your best efforts can lead to loss. But hope doesn't promise that everything will be easy or fair. It promises that everything can still be worth it. Hope doesn't erase pain, it gives pain a purpose. When you treat hope as a discipline, you stop waiting for external signs. You create your own momentum, you work, you endure, you rebuild, because you've decided that despair will not have the final word. That choice is not emotional, it's moral, it's spiritual, it's the choice that separates those who crumble from those who rise. Discipline always costs something. It demands consistency when enthusiasm fades. It asks you to do the right thing not once, but every single day. Hope works the same way. It requires practice through patience, through persistence, through the willingness to look beyond immediate suffering. You have to train your heart to believe in possibilities your mind cannot yet see. Every time you choose to believe that tomorrow can be better, even slightly, you're exercising the muscle of hope. And just like any muscle, the more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Soon, you realize that hope isn't fragile at all. It's the most disciplined form of courage. So, when life feels unbearable and the voice inside you says, "It's over," remind yourself, this is the moment where hope is tested, not lost. Hope doesn't mean pretending that everything is fine. It means continuing to walk, even when the road disappears beneath your feet. It means choosing faith over fear, persistence over paralysis, and discipline over despair. Because the truth is, hope doesn't come from circumstances, it comes from character. And when you make hope a discipline, no amount of darkness can keep you from finding the light again. It's easy to believe you know who you are when the sun is shining. When life is smooth, your name, your work, your social image all seem to define you. But identity isn't tested by comfort, it's revealed by chaos. The night exposes what daylight hides. When the lights go out and the noise fades, you meet the version of yourself that cannot be faked, the one that remains when every illusion burns away. In the silence of suffering, your true character begins to form. You discover not who you pretend to be, but who you are when there's no audience, no applause, no guarantee of reward. That's where real identity is born, not in success, but in struggle. The night is the furnace of the human spirit. It's where the heat of pain melts away all that is superficial and leaves behind only the essential. You don't build strength when everything is working, you build it when nothing is. When people misunderstand you, when doors close, when loneliness surrounds you, those are the moments that forge you. The human soul, like metal, must go through fire before it can hold its shape. You learn patience because you have no choice. You learn faith because there's nothing left to hold on to but belief itself. You learn resilience because giving up no longer feels like an option. That's identity, not something you declare, but something you earn through endurance. In the daylight, it's easy to confuse identity with reputation. People show the sides of themselves that are convenient, polished, and socially acceptable, but the night strips away the performance. It asks, who are you when no one is watching? What do you stand for when standing costs you everything? When life becomes dark, you're confronted with questions you can't escape, questions that force you to define what truly matters. In answering them, you begin to construct a foundation that no external force can destroy. Your identity becomes anchored not in circumstance, but in conviction. Darkness is never wasted if you face it consciously. The night that threatens to break you is often the same night that remakes you. When you stop running from your pain and start learning from it, your suffering transforms into strength. You begin to see that identity isn't something you find by accident. It's something you build through deliberate struggle. Every scar becomes a signature of survival. Every wound a lesson in who you refuse to stop being. You may not like the night while you're in it, but when dawn comes, you'll realize it shaped you into someone the light alone never could. So when you find yourself lost, when the night feels endless, remember this. You are not being destroyed, you are being defined. Every moment of darkness is a classroom for the soul, teaching you who you are, what you value, and what you can endure. Identity isn't forged in ease or praise. It's forged in silence, in tears, in persistence. The night does not take your identity away, it gives it to you. And when the morning finally returns, you rise not as who you were, but as who you've become, someone tempered by shadow, strengthened by truth, and ready to walk into the light with a name that no darkness can erase.